Hello, my name's Sabrina Waynath from sabrinawaynath.com, and I'm a psychotherapist in private practice. This is just a short video to help those of you who are struggling with insomnia. When I work with clients who are struggling with sleep, it's really important to look at what they're doing when they're lying in bed unable to sleep. And most frequently I find that they're lying there and there's actually an internal voice that's going on. So they're essentially talking to themselves in their heads, and that tone of voice is usually very agitated or irritated or frustrated, and often the pace of the voice that's going on inside their heads is very fast. And whilst it's actually relatively difficult to shift the thoughts you're having, it's relatively simple to change the tone of the voice and to change the pace of the voice. So that's what you want to try and do in the first exercise. So the first thing you want to do is locate where you can hear the inner voice or the voice in the head. Some people hear it more at the front of the head or the back of the head. Some people more at the sides, like the left ear or the right ear, and some people sort of outside of their heads. So first notice that. And then notice the tone of the voice. Is it agitated? Is it frustrated? Is it angry? And you want to see, what if you just had the same thoughts but put them in a really drowsy tone? So really slow and drowsy and sleepy. And if you can, every so often you just want to put a yawn in there. So it all becomes very slow and you might still have the same thoughts. Like, why can't I sleep? I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. This is so exhausting. I'm bored. And every so often you put a yawn in there whilst you're having those thoughts. But it's really important to keep the voice slow and drowsy. So that's the first exercise. So the second exercise is all about working with the movie of the mind rather than the voice in the head. So you just want to see, what are these movies of the mind? Some people will be lying there awake picturing something that happened on the same day or in the past, or worrying about something that might be happening tomorrow in the future. And interestingly, a lot of people actually keep themselves awake by picturing themselves awake. And the problem with these movies of the mind is that the human nervous system can't actually tell between sort of an event that's really happening live and an event that's just being sort of imagined vividly. Which means that you're quite likely to be flooding your body with stress chemicals, which obviously makes it difficult to sleep. So learning just how to work with these movies of the mind is really important. First, actually getting it's just a movie. It's not happening right now. One NLP exercise that people sometimes find useful is just to first notice a scene that's causing you stress, and then just to back away slightly. So it's like a special effects movie. You kind of notice yourself pulling back and away from it, so you can just see the back of your head. And then once you've done that, you back away even further so that you can see the whole scene, but it's nearly as if it's happening to somebody else. Once you've done that, you want to see if you can actually drain that whole image of colour, so it's now just a black and white movie, if you like. And then if you can, you just want to see if you can make that image sort of as transparent as you can. So it's just like a special effects movie. You're just shifting the image and hopefully creating sort of a little bit more distance and sort of turning the volume down on it, especially with regard to sort of emotional intensity. And that's just a sort of small strategy to work with those images, especially when they're kind of feeling intrusive in the middle of the night. So those are obviously two very short exercises, but useful ones sort of when you're lying there unable to sleep. Obviously they're not a magic bullet. They work best if used in conjunction with really good sleep hygiene. I've written a blog post about insomnia and all the do's and don'ts of sleep hygiene at www.sabrinaweyneth.com. So do check that out, along with the book recommendation that I made there. It's a book called I Can Make You Sleep that actually comes with an audio CD. That's a hypnosis CD. That's very powerful. So I hope all that's helpful, and thanks so much for watching.